Yeah, this video is probably gonna piss a lot of people off. Oh well.
They said, "Oh, hey there, girl, tell me what do you do?" She said, "I'm nothing, but I'm damn sure it's more than you." That girl's a genius, oh, 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 oh. I think she's serious, oh, 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 oh.
Hello everyone. I know it's been about 2 weeks since we've actually done a wrestling related video. As you can tell, Deidre is not here. I'm sure it makes you all very sad inside. But moving on, she has been living with her aunt for a little while, and until she found a place. She has found a place. I'm not sure she's moved into it yet, but if she hasn't, she's going to very soon, and then she can get back on watching wrestling more regularly without having to share the TV with family members. So, I'll just talk about the past couple weeks of Raw. Let's just go with not this last week with the Raw, but the week before was a shitty Raw. Let's just go with that. So we'll just mainly talk about this 3-hour Raw with The Rock's return. I'll explain the quotation marks later. So The Rock returned on this episode. A number of other things happened that really weren't all that important or fascinating. We found out that excuse me, it's like 10 o'clock at night. We found out that Dolph Ziggler, because of Christian's injury, is going to be joining Team Barrett. So yay, another Team Face versus Team Heel for Survivor Series. I'm kind of a little sad about this though, because it seems like they're going to have this feud going on, and I kind of liked the Orton-Cody Rhodes feud that they had going, but whatever. The more important thing about this episode was the thing between Cena and The Rock. And as I said at the beginning, this is going to piss off a lot of people, but I don't know how impressed I was with The Rock returning. One, technically he already returned. Remember, he did like a big thing, he came back, he said, "I'm never leaving again," and then he came back on a Raw for his birthday, and so I'm not quite sure why we were like, "Oh my god, The Rock's returning to Raw." I know he hasn't been there for like 5 months, even though he said, "I'm never leaving again." And now I'm going to get some comments saying, "Oh, you're taking it too literal." When in any other character we would have been like, "Wait, I thought that guy was never leaving again," and we'd make a big fuss out of it. But since it's The Rock, his word is holy scripture. Moving on. We had Mick Foley return tonight, which I always like Mick Foley. Everything Mick Foley does is fun. It's fun. And even This Is Your Life thing was fun to me. Like, granted, I've heard The Rock's one was like funnier, but I liked this one. I liked Cena playing it off as, "Oh god, why? It's so embarrassing." And I don't know, I liked it. And I really didn't like The Rock coming out and giving the rock bottom to Foley. I didn't really see the point in that. Cena and Rock don't really like each other, so why would Rock come save Cena from the embarrassment? And granted, he explained that later because he couldn't keep it going. But whatever. So I wasn't a big fan of the end of him just coming out, giving Foley the rock bottom, and then walking off with no real explanation, just doing it. Then later, we have the continuing feud of CM Punk and Alberto Del Rio. I will get back to that in a second because I have a little rant about it. My thing, we'll get to The Rock. We'll start with the ending part of the show with Miz, R-Truth, Cena, and The Rock. Now granted, with The Rock being there and Cena being there, Miz and R-Truth were going to get overshadowed. It was just going to happen. I like how they're using it to like fuel R-Truth and The Miz. how they're bringing up like, oh, you guys are being overshadowed. Is this pissing you off? What I did not like about this segment, and is the only thing I didn't like about it, I liked the Cena and Rock's witty banter, because they are going to be opponents at WrestleMania, so they're obviously not friends, but they have to be a team, and they're using this thing where, like, they aren't getting along. Will they get along? Will they be able to be a team? I don't know. The thing I did not like is the end of the show where they decide to beat up Miz and R-Truth, because, one, it's just not necessary, because it just makes it way less predictable that Miz and Truth are going to lose. Like, we all know they're going to lose. It's The Rock's first match back since coming back. But I'd like it to look like Miz and R-Truth could win. I mean, we already lost that last week where The Rock finally agreed to be John Cena's partner because the fans wanted The Rock to beat up The Miz and R-Truth, and then they got beat up by Cena. So why does he even need to come back? But second, so Rock and Cena go and beat up Miz and R-Truth, and Rock, that's my cat, Rock totally, in my opinion, buries Cena. Everyone say hi to Lucy, because she's a camera whore. Hi, hi, hi. Alright, get off camera. I did not like how Cena was completely and utterly overshone by The Rock. My other problem with this segment is the fact that we have had this thing with Triple H and Vince McMahon, and Vince McMahon's big thing is no one is bigger than the WWE. Except for The Rock. And she's back on camera. Aren't you a little camera whore? No one is bigger than the WWE. Except for The Rock. And that is what annoys me. Now, I can just see the comments right now saying, he's The Rock, he's the biggest, he's the most electrifying man in television, he's the most electrifying man in sports, and yada 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 yada. I get it. Big deal. I'm excited to see it. But nothing should be bigger than the WWE title, or else why should we give a damn about who's champion? Alberto Del Rio is the WWE champion, and he has a segment in the middle. He has a main event that is overshadowed by The Rock. And it's bothering me that this tag match for Survivor Series is going to overshadow the WWE title match. And that is what truly bothers me. Because the WWE title is the biggest title in the WWE, and yet it's so easily forgotten when someone like The Rock or Stone Cold comes back. Just for one night. It's so easily forgotten. And that is what annoys me about The Rock. Is the fact that that WWE is making it very apparent that he is more important than the WWE title. And I do not think that is right. I like The Rock. I enjoy watching The Rock. I have fun watching The Rock. And now that the match isn't for the WWE title, I am so stoked for that match. Deidre still isn't, but I am stoked for that match. But it should not overshadow the WWE title, because no one is bigger than the WWE. That's all I have for that right now. Leave a comment down here. Push that little subscribe button up there. Haven't had to say that in a while. Sorry for the delayed videos. Granted, I did tell you they were going to be more frequent, but not as frequent as they used to be. And I hope you guys have a good night. Hopefully, I will have some more videos posts on other things I am going to rant about. And hopefully, we can get Deidre back on camera and back talking about wrestling. So, later guys.